Mathematics, Analysis and Approaches, Paper 2, Timezone 1, HL, November 2025. This is question number 3, which is of 7 marks. You can see that he's given us a table of two variables, x and y, and there are 8 members of the population, and these are the values for x and these are the values for y. He wants us to calculate the mean of x, and then using the regression line, finding the y bar value or the y mean of y, then calculate the value for p, and then find the product moment correlation coefficient. Mean for this is nothing but the sum of the observations divided by the total observations. So I'm going to write this. You don't really need to write it. So I'm going to start with Casio. I can do this on run matrix, or I can do it on the statistics option, or I can do it on a spreadsheet. I know that I'm going to be calculating the product moment correlation coefficient. So I would want to use either statistics or spreadsheet. In this case, I'm going to go for spreadsheet and start entering the data over here. Now for this, I'm going to calculate the mean. I'm going to go to calculate one variable, and that is my mean, 3.75. However, you can see that the n value is a 4, and I know that n value is not a 4, it's a 8, and therefore there's something wrong over here. I'm going to go back and click on set and look for what is the cell reference that's been taken. The cell reference that's been taken is A1 to A4, and that's the problem. It's actually not A1 to A4, it is A1 to A8. So I'm going to make that change over here, and then hit enter, go back, and then click on one variable statistics, 6.45, and n value is 8. These are a couple of things that you need to be very careful with the calculators. So be aware that the calculator will give you the value, but you have to cross check that. Okay. On TI, I'm going to go for spreadsheet directly, and under spreadsheet I'm going to start entering the values. So I've named the column as X, and then I'm entering the values here. Now let's do one variable statistics for this. Click on menu, go to statistics, start calculations, and under that choose one variable statistics, and the list is just that much. Just click on OK, and the X list you can choose as X, and the frequency list is not there. Click on OK on that one, and you get the value for X bar as 6.45. So you really did not have to go back and change anything. It is automatically taking the n value as 8, which is good. Alright, so let's go back and update that here. So X bar is 6.45. So for the next part of the question, he has given us the regression equation. Alright, now when I have a particular set of data, say this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis, I have two types of regression line. One is y on x, and then I have a x on y. Okay, so if this was y on x, and let's say this was x on y, these two lines, these two regression lines will intersect at a particular point, and this particular point will be the x bar, y bar. Okay, and that's the idea that I'm going to use here to find the value for y bar, which basically means that I'm going to take this equation, I had the same data. Now using this information, I'm supposed to be finding the value for p. Understand p is one of the values of y. So what do I know about y bar? I know y bar is nothing but summation of all the values of y divided by the total number of observations. So can I in a way say summation of all the values of y is equal to n times of y bar, and summation of all the values of y is going to be equal to 8 times of 13.96. I'm going to go to Casio and calculate this. I already have that, so I'm going to simply click on multiplication. Answer pops up, and then I click on 8, and that's 111.7. So I'm going to update that here. Now, if I take 111.7 and start subtracting all of these values from 111.7. I should get the value for P. That's the idea. So I'm going to go back to Casio. And that gives me 18.5 as a value for P. Nothing different with respect to the TI calculator. I do the same thing and I should get the value. All right. So that was P, which was 18.5. Okay, now this is the reason why we enter the data in the spreadsheet, because I will have to enter this data also and calculate the Pearson's product movement correlation coefficient. Let's start with TI for this, because we already have the data. I'm going to delete this information and also delete that. And now I'm going to start entering the values for Y over here. All right, now on this, I'm going to go to menu, choose statistics, choose stat calculations, and you can choose two variable statistics or linear regression, mx plus b or ax plus b, both are fine. I'm going to choose the x variable and then choose the y variable here and click on OK, and you should get the regression coefficient, which is 0.9. So let's do this on Casio now quickly. So I'm going to go back to menu. I already have the data in my spreadsheet. So there you go. I have the x values. Now I'm going to start entering the y values. Here we're going to go to calculations, regression, choose the x. You can choose any one of them. Well, we had to set it up. So come back here, click on cell. That should be good enough. Now let's go to two variable statistics. And then yes, that is giving me the right option. Okay, so let's go back and click on regression now. Under regression, choose X and choose any one of them. You should get the value for R. Yeah. So that is how you calculate a regression correlation coefficient, or Pearson's product movement correlation coefficient using the calculator. That is it for this video. Thank you.